Hi everyone, this is Nadia. I am an occult specialist that uses spiritual intelligence to empower entrepreneurs into a powerful, emboldened money story for a healthy, balanced life. And today in this segment, we are going to be covering why real spirituality or genuine spirituality is all about not being tricked or not being duped into something that you can't see. So I am just going to drive as normal, with a lot of you guys know about my car videos, and I really enjoy talking behind the wheel because it's fun, and I also get more done as well. So first and foremost, I want to give a huge and big shout out to Brad from T-Word Soaring for this t-shirt. Thank you so much. I love this t-shirt and I've worn it in honor and gratitude of all the birthday goodies that you sent, and for everybody else, and including all my clients and friends who sent me some really cool stuff for my birthday. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, getting into the meat and potatoes of this. The trouble with a lot of people of today is that what's happened is that the elite has created this false new age movement that has taken people away from real spirituality. Now, what is real spirituality? Real spirituality is the occult. Somebody cannot be spiritual, they cannot claim spirituality for themselves if they do not have knowledge of the occult. Now, the problem with so many people, because of we're living in an age of ignorance and people are drowning in information, but they don't have the right type of information, okay? So the occult comes from Latin meaning hidden. Basically, occult knowledge is hidden knowledge. It is the type of knowledge that normal people are not given access to because, well, after accessing this type of knowledge, you're not normal anymore, right? So what's happened is, in order for religious institutions, in order for the government, the church, this is no shade on anyone or anything, to have control over people, it has been demonized and it has been told that, oh well, it's evil and people use it for nefarious purposes. Truth be told, when you look at life, people use everything for either right or either wrong purposes, depending on their intentions in life, okay? Now, genuine spirituality is very hard to find. It's become suppressed, and it's become suppressed because the knowledge of yourself is very hard to acquire in this world, okay? So what's happened is this new age movement. People are all talking about, meditation. Look, I have no problem with meditation. I love meditation. I meditate, but there are powerful ways to meditate, and then there are just ways that will quiet your mind and silence it, because that ain't gonna be working for a lot of people in Western society whose minds are already fucked up and crazy. Let's start with that. In order to still the mind, your body needs to be still. There is no chance you can still the mind if your body is not still, and that's the major challenge that most people face. Now, real spirituality is the knowledge of oneself, okay? The knowledge of oneself is very hard to find because they've put blocks between you and finding out who you really are in order to gain two things over you, which is control through fear. If they can control you through fear, they've got you where they want you. Now, New Age spirituality is all this stuff that people were seeing on, I don't know about Facebook, man, but at least on Instagram, I know they've got these angel card numbers and stuff like that. This is no shade on anybody who is doing this work. Please, I don't want violent abuse or you're here to diss other people's stuff. No, but I'm trying to make it clear that real spirituality is practicing the occult. Why? Because through the occult, you will see everything that is hidden about yourself. When you see everything that's hidden about yourself, you can see it about other people. There are too many people in this world who will claim to teach you about this world, but your goal, if you're watching this video right now, is to find people to help you, teach you basically, and if you become we're all students of life to a certain degree. if you're looking for mentoring, if you're looking for somebody to impart their wisdom and their guidance on you, is to help you find true knowledge of oneself. True knowledge of oneself is very tough because real spirituality has been suppressed in order, again, to maintain that control, like I say. So this whole New Age movement, what comes under this New Age movement, that's the distraction. So things like tarot cards. I have no shade against tarot cards. I read tarot like it's a third language of mine or something. But when you're trying to use, like, you're putting stuff in the world where it's very light, because New Age movement is bullshit. It's light. It's the false light. It's telling you that you are going to be able to gain enlightenment or gain understanding of something if you just avoid the shadow. Now, New Age movement is basically about avoiding your own shadow. It's about avoiding all the parts of yourself that you don't like and you'd much rather not face. When you walk the path of real spirituality, all the bullshit that you run away from in your own life is gonna come and slap you. And let me tell you, it's gonna slap you repeatedly over and over and over and over again till you get the message and you stop doing that. I used to know a girl, she had heavy Scorpio influence, and with somebody who has a lot of Scorpio in my own chart with people, I understood it with experience, so Plutonian energy. So her deal was like, all her relationships to a large degree were very, very manipulative. Basically, it was like coercion of the man, but done in a very covert way that he wouldn't really realize that she's actually manipulating him. And if she didn't get her way with a man, things got ugly quickly. She wouldn't show it that it's got ugly, but things got ugly quickly, because he would go from the love of her life to, I'm gonna fuck this guy up till he can't stand. That's a dangerous place to be, but that's normal for Scorpio energy, because Scorpio energy is very intense. Now, this was just her stuff playing out, right? But she needed to find a healthy balance of saying, I am okay if a guy doesn't like me in that manner. I have to respect his free will and respect him that, we can't do much about that. You just have to respect it as is. The New Age movement has told you to surrender your power and be tricked and be duped and be fooled by foolish, nonsensical bullshit that is not really giving you what you're looking for. Now, I used to work for a very big American conglomerate, and I used to provide some fantastic spiritual guidance. I made the company a lot of money, and I made them a lot of money not particularly because people liked me. One day someone's going to end up in an accident with these motorcycles that try and weave their way through traffic, but alright, that's for another time. It's not particularly that people liked me per se, but the wisdom I was giving them helped them make sense of their life. And the problem with New Age thing is that it's not helping you make sense of your life. In fact, it's confusing you even more. It's like this whole people who are on this twin flame karmic partner, blah 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 blah. Alright, first and foremost, twin flames exist. I am a twin flame myself, and I know of my twin in person. I know him, so I absolutely know that the stuff exists and it's not bullshit and it's not a lie. But it is certainly not what people have been lied to about. Well, you just need to do this and then you'll do this and then. The problem with people is they want to avoid New Age stuff. Is not real spirituality, because what it does is it tells you to avoid the stuff that's in your life, basically, so that you can live in this bullshit bubble that doesn't really make sense. The occult will not let you hide. Man, there's things when I've worked with the spirit realm, there's things about my life that I didn't really know, but guess what? They've dug it up. And it's stuff I would have never even thought that was stopping me from maybe advancing in my business or advancing in my personal life. But they pointed it out and they were like, well, don't expect us to fix it for you. We've given you the information, go fix it yourself. Real spirituality is not creating a movement of dependence. When I create Spartanite, I don't want people to be dependent on Spartanite. I don't want it to be like, oh, like it's like a drug or something. No. I want you, whoever is watching this, whether you guys watch my videos, whether you read my blog, if you don't, please do read the blog, the link is in the thingy below, or if you invest in my mentoring, my services, my products, the rituals, whatever it is you want, I want you to use it as a tool to find yourself. I don't want you to use it as a crutch, because there's a lot of people that are lazy and they think that they're going to use energetic work to push themselves ahead. All right, biggest example is money. So you want to buy something to enhance your sales in your business, or get a promotion at a job. Well, you know what, you're going to have to be doing the work with it as well. The work involves prospecting, lead generation for businesses, closing deals, meeting people. The stuff ain't gonna bring stuff to you. Yeah, it might make it easier, but you gotta have the channels in order to do so. So what a lot of people are gonna do is they're gonna buy this, they're gonna buy this, they're gonna buy this, they're gonna buy this, and then they've got the cheek to say, out of everything, guess what? Nah, this stuff doesn't work. My financial situation didn't change. Now you didn't change, period. That's all it is. You have to move with the magic. You have to move with the stuff, and you will see real change. Real spirituality is all about taking, say for instance, like a mound of clay, and if you go to like a pottery class or something, you make this really beautiful vase or this urn out of it. Why? Because you spent your time trying to perfect what it is going on. You're not just at that mound of you're not just at that stuff. Right, where's this guy going, man? Cool. You're not just at that place where you're like, you know what, the pottery will take care of itself. No, you make the effort. And real spirituality is about taking raw material. It's about taking raw knowledge that's within yourself and saying, how can I make a better life out of this? If I want to be able to eat clean, train dirty, as we like calling it, well, what is it that I need to be doing with my body? What workouts do I need to be doing? Is there something different that men need to be doing opposed to women? How do I work with non-healthy food or junk food? Because the body will still want that, and you can't reject it too much, basically. So how do we actually work through a point where we are like, you know what, this makes sense to me and this works for my body? Stop trying to take advice from everybody and and have it's countering what your body's really feeling. Listen, check with your intuition. Real spirituality, somebody who practices true spirituality will always advise you that you check with your intuition first, because that's the major red flag alert to everything. Lots of people end up in these cults and screwed up shit because they have surrendered their power to somebody else. Never surrender your power to anyone else. You are sovereign. You came into this world sovereign. Yes, this planet is a prison planet, and I wish I had that power to change it, but there's only one of me, and I would need tons of people to help me with that as well. So real spirituality, in essence, is knowing the knowledge of yourself, and stop thinking that the knowledge of yourself is evil, because when you start thinking the knowledge of yourself is evil, you can't see anything around you. It doesn't matter how good you are at your business, in your personal life. Let me tell you something, you are in severe danger if you come to realize that the knowledge of yourself and what you know and what you don't know, basically, you'll have a massive issue with that. I'm just looking at people trying to like unload all their stuff where I'm at, so yeah. And I think the major thing with so many people is that they don't realize that when they don't have the knowledge of themselves and they meet somebody with the knowledge of themselves, it's going to be a challenge for them. And it's going to be a challenge because this person knows more than what they do. And if you've been playing at a certain level, basically, and you meet somebody who they have knowledge of you in your life more than you've known, what happens is that person can easily control you, and you don't want to be controlled by anybody. We already got enough control mechanisms and factors in the world. So when you walk the true light of divine darkness, and divine darkness is the true light, I say that because only in darkness does somebody find who they really are. And if you just want to avoid the work on yourself, you're going to eventually end up running into somebody who knows more than you. And I don't mean that from an intellectual perspective. I mean someone who sees the world much different on a much bigger, vaster level. And this has no bearing or connection with your money, your business, or your accolades or your accomplishments. This is not a career or business thing. This is more consciousness. And I advise people to start doing the work on yourself, find out who you really are, because if you don't find out who you truly are, you're going to end up in a place where someone's going to tell you your identity, and then you're going to be like, yeah, that's who I am. So I hope that covers that round of real spirituality, and the goal with genuine spirituality is not to be duped, not to be tricked, and not to be played, lied, led on, and cheated. It's about finding the knowledge between you and yourself. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day ahead. Take care. Bye.